Hi viewers, thank you very much for watching this video. This video is about English language competency, fluency, and how to speak English in a very confident way. Without wasting your time, without wasting our energy, we just move forward and we'll give you lots of tricks, tips, strategies that you can speak English in a very confident way without making any error, without making any mistake. And this is the first language classroom about English language errors and mistakes. And this classroom can increase your confidence and you can speak smart English language. So the first English language mistake is I hope you have an enjoyable stay. It's wrong. I hope you have an enjoyable stay. An enjoyable. This is an article in English language. An enjoyable is right. A enjoyable is wrong. So the next error, my husband is doing a MSc in civil engineering. It's wrong. My husband is doing MSc in civil engineering. MSc means Master of Sciences. So next time, whenever you use MSc, FSc, BSc, don't use the MSc, a MSc, or an MSc. Next error or a mistake. Sometimes it is difficult to live an honest life. It's wrong. Sometimes it is difficult to live an honest life. It's an article. Honest. A-E-I-O-U. So an honest life is basically an article. An article use always with the alphabet starting and producing a sound. Honest. An honest. Next error. The child had been deaf since birth. It's wrong. The child had been deaf since birth. Not are deaf. Why? Because it's a human being and we cannot use a deaf child. We have to use deaf child, not a deaf child. Next error or a mistake. One of the girls I share with is a British. Wrong. One of the girls I share with is British girl. So I can't say is a British girl. Is British. Next error. Since capital punishment was abandoned, the crime rate has increased. What is the mistake here? Since capital punishment was banished or abolished, the crime rate has increased. We can't use here abandoned. Abandoned is a way, that is a rule. So rule always abolished. Don't use abandoned. Abandoned we can use when there is an old jungle and for security reason we cannot go in this jungle, so we have to say it's abandoned jungle. But abolished is a rule. So the capital punishment was a rule, and rule always abolished, not abandoned. It is difficult to reach abandoned places such as small country villages. It's wrong. It is difficult to reach remote places such as small country villages. So, what's the difference? Abandoned places is wrong. Remote places. What is the difference between abandoned places and remote places? Remote place is a far place. It's far away. It's a distance place. Abandoned is a place where anybody can't go or not allowed to go. So it's difficult to reach remote places, mean faraway places, not abandoned places. Next one. These machines are destroying our ability of thinking. These machines are destroying our ability of thinking. It's wrong. These machines are destroying our ability to think. What is the difference? Always remember, after preposition, do not use ing at all. So these machines are destroying our ability to think. It's right. Not of thinking. Next video or a next slide. I want to improve my ability of reading. It's wrong. I want to improve my reading ability. What's wrong? I want to improve my ability of reading. Wrong. I want to improve my reading ability, because ability of reading mean if you have an eyesight problem, but here is ability mean you cannot read because of some of the reason, but not health issue. So I want to improve my reading ability. That is a correct sentence. I want to improve my ability of English. Wrong. I want to improve my ability in English. Of English is wrong because it's a language. A language is always in English, in French, in German. Not of English, of French, of German. Repeat again. I want to improve my ability in English. Not of English. One man is able to destroy the whole world. Wrong. What is wrong? One man is capable of destroying the whole world. Not to destroy whole world, but we have to use their preposition and of destroying. One man is capable of destroying the whole world. One man is able to destroy the whole world is wrong. So what's the trick here? One man is capable of destroying the whole world. There are so many places to visit in London that I am not able to decide where to go. What's wrong here? There are so many places to visit in London that I can't decide where to go. So here is your ability. I'm not able to go. No, it's wrong. I can't decide. So it means that is your decision problem. I'm not able to go mean you're not a handicap. You have legs, but that is your decision power. So you can't say I'm not able. I can't decide where to go. That's the correct sentence. We weren't able to stop laughing. We were not able to stop laughing. That is abbreviation. It's wrong. We could not stop laughing because that is your control, and control is always with could, not with were not. We could not stop laughing. We were not able to stop laughing. The right sentence is could not, because it is your physical capability, physical power. In some countries, you're not able to drink until you are 21. In some countries, you can't drink until you are 21. What's wrong? What's the difference? In some countries, you can't because you're not allowed. You are not. It's possible, but you can't because you're not allowed. It is abolished by law. So you're not permitted, and when there is a permission, then comes can't. Technology has made them able to grow their own food. Technology has made them able to grow their own food. What's wrong here? Technology has enabled, not made them, has enabled them to grow their own food. So the difference is enabling mean capability, made means something to make, and technology is a capability. It's not a statue to build, it's not a statue to make. So please remember, technology is enabling possibility. Technology has enabled me to go there. Technology has enabled me to write some sentence in computer. So please always use technology has enabled them to grow their own food, not made them. I'm always delighted when I receive a letter from you about the party on. That's wrong sentence. I'm always delighted when I receive a letter from you with regard to the party, not about the party on, with regard to the subject, with regard to the topic. So with regard to the party, not about the party. People usually sleep with doors and windows closed. About public transport, it's wrong. Why? Because there is error in about and as, and you have to get this difference in this way, that people usually sleep with doors and windows closed. As for public transport, not about public transport, as for as for concern, as for matter, as for subject. So as for, not about public transport, because this sentence gives you information about people. And as, it all depends how different the new country is from your own. About yourself, I. This sentence is a little bit tricky, but the trick is there and the answer is there. It all depends on how different the new country is from your own, in my own. It means that you have to give the answer in my own opinion. This country is something, but don't say about myself. So you have to say in my opinion. The sentence becomes so long, so that's why we have to make a small sentence. Repeat again. It all depends how different the new country is from your own, in my opinion, in my thinking, in my idea. But don't say about myself or something else. In my own opinion. I was about leaving when the telephone rang. It's a wrong sentence. But why is wrong? I was about to leave when the telephone rang. Here is the difference because of the preposition is missing. I was about leaving, wrong. I was about to leave when the telephone rang. So that's the difference, that you have to use preposition. Repeat again the sentence. I was about leaving when the telephone rang, wrong. I was about to leave when the telephone rang. There were about 100 people in the crowd. It's wrong sentence. There were over 100 people in the crowd. The difference between these two sentences. So the difference between two sentences is not but only above and over. You know why? There were above 100 people? No, there were over 100 people, over 1,000 people, over 500 people. So that's the difference. That please, when there is a quantity, you should not use above 100 people. So you have to use over 100 people in the crowd. I like to stay at home on a Sunday. As I have said above, I have, that's a contract form, small form. or short form. So I like to stay at home on a Sunday. As I have already said. I have said above? No. I have already said. It's a tricky sentence. We have to try again. I like to stay at home on a Sunday, as I have said above. I like to stay at home on Sunday, as I have already said. So please use already said. Don't say already. Don't say I have said already or above. I have already said. What do you think of the above suggestion? What do you think of this suggestion, or what do you think my suggestion? So that's a wrong above suggestion. You have to use what do you think of my suggestion, or what do you think of this suggestion? This suggestion or my suggestion is the right sentence. Taking all above into account, one could say that tourism does more harm than anything else. Taking all above arguments into account, one could say that tourism does. So talking all above argument, talking all above the account, we can't say, but because when we have discussed something, so we have to say all about the arguments, not account. Account is concerning to digital information, but argument is concerning to topical information that we discuss something or we talk something about. So always remember arguments, not accounts. He likes reading above all novels. Wrong. He likes reading especially novels. Above all novels? Wrong. Especially novels, or especially books or stories. So above all novels is wrong. And I request you please concentrate on right sentence. If you think that the error or the red line, this is a red line, if the sentence is not correct or you don't understand the sentence, just concentrate on this black sentence, because this is our focus, this is our target. So the next sentence, this year English is above all my most important subject. This year English is by far my most important subject. What is the difference? Is above all my most? No, it's by far most important. Far most important subject, far most important idea or a topic or a scenario. So repeat again the right sentence. This year English is by far most important subject. Next sentence or next slide. Where would you like to go above all? Wrong. Where would you like to go most of all? What's the difference? Read the right sentence again and that makes sense. Where would you like to go most of all? Not go above all. Most of all, most of situation, most of ideas, but not above all. I repeat again the sentence. Where would you like to go to most of all? I would be grateful if you would send it to the address above mentioned. It's wrong sentence. I would be grateful if you would send it to the above mentioned address. This above mentioned you have to make separate. So above mentioned address. No, you don't have to write like this way. I would be grateful if you would send it to the address above mentioned. I would be grateful if you would send it to the above mentioned address. Above mentioned first comes and then comes address. Understand? Above mentioned address, above mentioned topic, person, idea. Since I was small, I have always wanted to go to abroad. Okay, it's a wrong sentence. Why? Let's see. Since I was small, okay, I have always wanted to go abroad. Wanted to go to abroad is wrong. And this mistake happens usually, lots of time. So don't use I have always wanted to go to abroad. We have to use I have always wanted to go abroad. And that's the simplicity of English language errors and mistake correction. Sometimes we feel that we are using right, but they are wrong. Next sentence. I would like to continue my studies in abroad. I would like to continue my studies in abroad. Wrong. Why you use in? It doesn't make sense. Let's see the correct sentence. I would like to continue my studies abroad, not in abroad. I would like to continue my studies abroad. Next sentence. It's a pity that you are absent from the training session. It's pity that you are absent from the training session. What's wrong here? It's a pity that you missed the training session. You missed the training set. You're not absent from the training session, so you missed. I missed the train, I missed the bus, but you can't say I absent from train or absent from bus. So when there is a situation, you are just missed this situation, this session, absent from session, from situation. That's the difference. It's a pity that you missed this training session. Next sentence. It is absolutely important that you see a doctor immediately. It's wrong. Why? It is very important that you see a doctor immediately. It is absolutely important. You are just telling an information. You're not telling a religious information or a speech or a dictation. So you're just telling information. So information are very much important. It's not absolutely important because somebody is not making argument with you. Somebody is just telling you that it's important information. And there is not a crosstalk, yet if there is a crosstalk, then you can say absolutely important or least important. But this is just information, so please use very much or a very important information. It is very important that you see a doctor immediately. The company will not accept to buy new machines. Wrong. Why? Because you see here, the company will not agree to buy new machines. This company will not accept. It's a little bit sense. Company will not accept. No, company will not agree. Boss will not accept, but company is not a person. It's an object. And objects are always agree. Person always accept the ideas. So simple, the company will not agree to buy new machines. The driver did not accept me to go on the bus. Wrong. Why? The driver did not allow me to get on the bus. So the difference is, here's a driver and he does not give you allowance. It doesn't give you permission. Not accept me, because that is an entry problem. And entry is always allow. The driver did not allow me to get on the bus. Not accept me to get on the bus. It's very simple, but very informative sentence. Next. We can't accept a motorway to be built through our town. We can't accept a motorway to be built through our town. Let's see what's wrong here. We can't accept wrong. We can't allow, because that is your permission. So you can't say I can't accept. That's not rupees or money or check. It's your permission, it's your wish. And wish is always allowance. I allow. So please always use we can't allow a motorway to be built through our town, because this is against your wish and permission. Her car was involved in a big accident. Her car was involved in a serious accident. You can't say it's a big accident. It's a serious accident. And it is one of the very much and biggest English language mistake. A big accident happened. No, a serious accident happened. Or a serious accident occurred. So can't use big accident, a serious accident. Could you help me look for an accommodation? Wow. An accommodation? Wrong. Why? Because accommodation, sorry, just have to go back. So we were here. Could you help me to look for an accommodation? It's wrong. Could you help me to look for accommodation? It's not accommodation, and we can't use. It's an object. An object we can't use an or the accommodation, because it is an object. An object always direct actions. Could you help me look for accommodation? Or you can also say the accommodation was very nice. Next sentence, please. Accommodations in London are very expensive. Wrong. We can't use accommodations, because accommodation is always a singular entity. It's not plural. So lots of accommodation, we can't say accommodations. We have to use, and we must have to use, accommodation in London is very expensive. Please don't use accommodations. To accomplish world unity, we need peace. It's wrong. To achieve world unity, we need peace. You know what's the sense? The sense is to accomplish world unity. No, we're not accomplishing something. We have to achieve something. And to achieve something means a world unity. So always use, when you have ambitions, you have a passion, you have something to achieve, not accomplishment. Accomplishment is perfection or completion something. But if you want to earn something, you have to achieve something. Achieving the abilities, not accomplishing the abilities. And this is an achievement. So please always use, to achieve world unity, we need peace. Great. Next slide. A balanced diet is accomplished by eating many different kinds of food. What's wrong here? Balanced diet is achieved, not accomplished. Why? What's the difference here? Look, accomplishment and achieving. Accomplish something which is idea, which is your ambition, which you're thinking you can accomplish. Your future accomplishment. But achieving here is a diet. That's a food. And food you have to achieve, not accomplish the food. You have to achieve the food. You have to achieve the laptop. It's right that I want to achieve a big amount of laptop from this type of from this type of sack or this container. So again I repeat, to give you easiness and simplicity, a balanced diet is achieved by eating many different kinds of food. So please use always achieve. And if you feel difference, the difference is accomplished always ideas, but achievement is always objects. Food, water, or something. According to me, we should spend more money on education. Wrong. Why? In my opinion, please. Not say according to me. Yes, you can say according to my boss or according to my brother, but you can't say according to me. No, say in my opinion, we should spend more money on education. That's a possibility. Next slide. We also have to take into account that schools are overcrowded. What's the difference? Look, we also have to take into account the fact that the schools are overcrowded. The fact that schools are overcrowded. So difference, the wrong sentence is into account the schools. No, into account the fact. What we have to take in account, what we have to put in our mind. Fact, not that school. So we have to put this account the fact that the schools are overcrowded. Repeat again the right sentence. We also have to take into account the fact that the schools are overcrowded. I can't give you the accurate date of my arrival yet. What's wrong here? Why you can't give me? Because I can't or I cannot give you the exact date of my arrival. Not accurate date of arrival, exact date of arrival. That's a little bit different. But the difference, sometime in fluency we forget and we just speak a wrong sentence. So exact date, not accurate date. Next sentence. I'm beginning to accustom to the British way of life. Okay. But what about here is something wrong. I'm beginning to get accustomed. I'm beginning to get accustomed. It is an idiomatic sentence. So get accustomed, get rich, get together, get used to. I'm beginning to get accustomed to the British way of life. Can't say, or you can't say that I'm beginning to accustom. No, I am beginning to get accustomed. Get the work done. You have to use get. Next sentence. Where I come from, we are not accustomed to see many things in the shops. What's the right sentence? Where I come from, we are not accustomed to seeing so many things in the shop or in the room or somewhere else. The difference is to seeing. That is one of the exceptional complexity of English language that we have to use here as an exceptional way of to seeing so many things. Repeat again the difference. We are not accustomed to seeing so many things. To see so many things is wrong. because this is a complex sentence. And the first part of sentence, then second part of sentence, and the continuity. After the run, I had an ache in my legs. Pain is ache. So it's a wrong sentence. After the run, my legs were aching. So there was a pain. So you can't say I had an ache. So what do you have to say? Aching or a pain. I have pain. After the run, my legs were aching. I'm interested in the way people act towards each other. What's wrong in this sentence? I am interested in the way people behave towards each other. You have to behave with other people. You can't act towards people. So behavior, to behave, not to act. Because act is a performance and attitude is a behavior. So repeat again the right sentence. I'm interested in the way people behave towards each other. Behave towards each other, not act towards each other. It is time that the human beings learn how to act properly without killing each. It's a wrong sentence, but what's wrong here? It is time that the human beings learn how to behave, how to act. When people or nations or society, when they interact, they behave, not act. Act is a performance on a stage or in a television series or in a movie, but here is a behave properly. So you can't say act properly, you have to say behave properly, please, without killing. It is time that the human beings learn how to behave properly without killing each other or each one. Always remember, you have to behave properly. You can't say I act properly, I behave properly. He refused to accept responsibility for his acts. It's wrong. Why? He refused to accept responsibility for his action. Why you use action, not acts? Actions is something you have done. If you steal something, if you make something difficult, if you have a car accident, that is your action. So he refused to accept responsibility for his action, not acts. Actions mean that you have something done wrong in a past and you're just responsible for this action, not acts. I'm responsible for this action. Okay? Good. Next. The actions that we do every day are made easier by computers. It's a wrong sentence. Why? The things that we do, not actions, the things, the performance, not actions. With keyboard and mouse, you can't do actions, just perform. So the things that we do every day are made easier by computers. The things, not actions. So that's the difference. The things that we do every day are made by computers. Shopping is a thing, it's not an action. Reading, it's not an action, it's a performance. So we are doing something. We're doing something, performing something. Next. If someone has done a wrong action, he should be punished. Okay, let's see what's wrong here. If someone has done something wrong, he should be punished. Difference? A wrong action? No, something wrong. If you have done something wrong, then you are answerable. Same like this. If someone has done something wrong, he should be punished. That's the difference. Not wrong action. You have to use something wrong. If you do something wrong, you will be punished. Like a new sentence we can say. So this is the first English language Speak Smart classroom, and we tried our best to give you simple, in a nice and easy way, how to have overcome all the fluency problem, mistakes and error problems. And I wish you best of luck till then the next episode, and please write down your feedback, your comments, and how we can improve. If speed is the question, so please tell us that how we can help you to achieve your language fluency and speak smart goals. Thank you very much. Till then, bye bye.